XXXIII. Brave THOUGH, aged reminiscences. The dragon spits fire. The stranger began then to vomit forth fire, to burn the great manor. The blaze then glimmered for anguish to earlmen. Not anything living was the hateful air-goer willing to leave there. 5. The war of the worm widely was noticed, the feud of the foemen afar and Einar, how the enemy injured the earls of the Geatmen, harried with hatred. Back he hied to the treasure, to the well-hidden cavern ere the coming of daylight. 10. He had circled with fire the folk of those regions, with brand and burning. In the barrow he trusted, in the wall and his war might. The weaning deceived him. Beowulf hears of the havoc wrought by the dragon. Then straight was the horror to Beowulf published, early forsooth, that his own native homestead, 15 the best of buildings, was burning and melting, gift seed of Geatmen. 'Twas a grief to the spirit of the good-mooded hero, the greatest of sorrows. He fears that heaven is punishing him for some crime. The wise one weened then that wielding his kingdom, gainst the ancient commandments, he had bitterly angered 20 the Lord everlasting. With lorn meditations his bosom welled inward, as was nowise his custom. The fire-spewing dragon fully had wasted the fastness of warriors, the waterland outward, the manor with fire. The folk-ruling hero, 25 Prince of the Wedders, was planning to wreak him. The warmen's defender bade them to make him, earlmen's atheling, an excellent war shield. He orders an iron shield to be made from him, wood is useless. Wholly of iron. Fully he knew then that wood from the forest was helpless to aid him, 30 shield against fire. The long-worthy ruler must live the last of his limited earth days, of life in the world and the worm along with him, though he long had been holding hoard wealth in plenty. He determines to fight alone. Then the ring prince disdained to seek with a warband, 35 with army extensive, the air-going ranger. He felt no fear of the foeman's assaults, and he counted for little the might of the dragon, his power and prowess. For previously dared he. Beowulf's early triumphs referred to. A heap of hostility, hazarded dangers 40 Warthane, when Hrothgar's palace he cleansed, conquering combatant, clutched in the battle the kinsmen of Grendel, of kindred detested. Hygelac's death recalled. 'Twas of hand-fights not least where Hygelac was slaughtered, when the king of the Geatmen with clashings of battle, 45 friend lord of folks in Frisian dominions, offspring of Hrethral perished through sword drink with battle swords beaten. Thence Beowulf came then on self-help relying, swam through the waters, he bare on his arm, lone going, 30-50 outfits of armor, when the ocean he mounted. The Hetwars by no means had need to be boastful of their fighting afoot, who forward to meet him carried their war shields. Not many returned from the brave-mooded battle night back to their homesteads. 55 Ectheos bairn o'er the bite courses swam then, lone goer lorn to his landfolk returning, where higged to him tendered treasure and kingdom. Herdred's lack of capacity to rule. Rings and dominion. Her son she not trusted, to be able to keep the kingdom devised him 60 gainst alien races on the death of King Hygelac. Beowulf's tact and delicacy recalled. Yet the sad one succeeded not in persuading the atheling in any way ever, to act as a suzerain to Herdred, or promise to govern the kingdom. Yet with friendly counsel in the folk he sustained him, 65 gracious, with honor, till he grew to be older. Reference is here made to a visit which Beowulf receives from Eanmund and Egils. Why they come is not known. Wielded the Wedders. Wide-fleeing outlaws o' their sons sought him o'er the waters. They had stirred a revolt gainst the helm of the Sylfings, the best of the sea kings, who in Swedish dominions 70 distributed treasure, distinguished folk leader. 'Twas the end of his earth days, injury fatal by swing of the sword he received as a greeting offspring of Hygelac. Ongentheo's bairn later departed to visit his homestead, 75 when Herdred was dead. Let Beowulf rule them, govern the Geatmen. Good was that folk king. Hom 2326, the suggestion of B. is accepted by T.B. and other scholars. For Lathan sins, 2355, T.B. suggests Lathan sin, a position to Megum. From syntactical and other considerations, this is a most excellent emendation. Gr. Read on Fium, 2386, rendering, he there at the banquet a fatal wound received by blows of the sword.